Social Zoom Factor, episode 257.
Driving results in business these days takes something special. It's a combination of the right info and the right energy. Pam Moore has both and is here to help you avoid the pitfalls and guide your business and life by leveraging and integrating social media, powerful branding, and digital marketing. Welcome to Social Zoom Factor. Now it's time to live life zoomed.
Hey there, Zoomers, and welcome to Social Zoom Factor. This is your host, Pam Moore. All right, this is a very exciting drum roll, please. In this episode, we are launching our 2019 content calendar template, and the crowd goes wild. Woohoo! So our content calendar template is something that our audience, our community, our students, our clients, they look forward to every single year. And we always release it in the last quarter of the year. So it's mid-November right now. And guess what? You can download it today. Head straight on over to themarketingnuts.com/calendar Zoom. And that again, themarketingnuts with a Z.com/calendar Zoom. And it will be right there waiting for you. And in this episode today, what we're going to do is talk about why you need a content calendar. And yes, I'm going to sell you on the fact that you need a content calendar. You cannot head into 2019 without organizing your content. If you think that you are going to be able to do the same things you've always done with content and be successful in 2019, you have some surprises coming to you, because let me tell you, a little tough love, it's not going to work that way. Okay? You have got to get yourself organized. You've got to level up. It is time you level up when it comes to your content. So let's dig straight in. Hopefully by now you've downloaded that calendar, or you're going to go there, but hopefully you have it in front of you. And we are going to talk about the 10 reasons that you need it and how it's going to benefit your business. Now, when you think about a marketing plan, okay, there are two words that every plan has. The first is marketing, and we're all pretty good at that. And the other is the word plan. So if you've never used a content calendar before, you probably haven't done a lot of the planning part. We can all do the marketing part of content marketing. But when you think about a marketing plan, a content marketing plan, you need to be both creative and you need to plan your content. And we can do this quickly and easily. And yes, I just said planning and marketing and creative all in the same sentence. Okay, you can do this. So even if you're a person that doesn't like to plan, even if you're a person that loves to throw content up at the social wall, I'm going to give you 10 reasons of why you need to stop doing that. Number one reason why you need a content calendar is it is going to increase the ROI of all of your content. So if you want to receive a positive return on investment of the content that you create and you publish, then you better use a content calendar. And just like anything in business and life, the more you plan, the better your return on that investment is going to be, whether that's time, money, any type of resource. And when you use a content calendar, it helps you establish a longer life for your content. You can learn to leverage and love what we call evergreen content. And if you followed me on this podcast or my blog or anywhere else, you know that I love evergreen content. We create it once and we use it many. And so when we focus on our audience and planning and how we're going to establish results with our content, it's a lot easier to implement a create once and use many approach that embraces this power of what we call evergreen content. And imagine if you could create a few pinnacle pieces of content and then have a healthy flow of content that comes directly from that one piece of content all year or multiple years without having to reinvent the wheel every time. That's what happens when you plan your content, because then you're able to publish and establish that flow of valuable content across all your channels, right? And number 2 reason is you're able to serve your customer and your audience value. Okay, that is going to leave a lasting impression. The best way that you can impress your customer is to make them feel good. They're going to remember that you made them feel good. So if you care about your customer and you care about that experience, you want to create a content calendar. And particularly when you are focused on aligning it to the needs of your audience, then they're going to feel and know that you are creating content to serve them and to help them. And so our goal is not to create just random acts of content that we throw on the wall. If we want to stand out in the crowded, noisy, social, digital world that we're about to run straight into in 2019, you have got to inspire your audiences to connect with you. And as our advertising prices are soaring on platforms, such as Facebook and Instagram and even LinkedIn, value is what is going to attract those dream customers to you. So the old tricks that you maybe even used as recent as this year or last year are not going to work the same. So if you want sticky customers that come back to you again and again for more information, more help, you want them to come continuously buy from you and be very loyal, tell their friends about how amazing you are, then you want to be serving them value as a top priority. And when you plan your content inside of a content calendar, it makes it so much easier to do that, because you're not waking up every day and saying, how am I going to provide value? How am I going to increase ROI on this piece of content? How am I going to make sure that it's inspiring? When you're just having a bad day, and it's normal, you're not going to wake up every morning feeling creative. And when you plan your content, then you're not putting that pressure on yourself every single day. Number 3 is align your content to the needs of your audience and your business. And when your content finds that middle magic, like that's that unicorn spot where we are aligned to both our business goals and the needs of our audience, that's where the magic truly happens. Because content can be a waste of time and money if we are not serving both our audience and our business, period. And there are some people that don't like me to say that, but it's a true thing. And if you don't believe me, try creating random content for the next 3 months that's not focused on your audience or your business. And you come back to me in 3 months and tell me how that worked out for you. Okay. You tell me if you achieved your goals. Number 4, I love this one. You can establish a rhythm and a cadence to your content marketing. So when you are consistent and you are predictable and you combine that with the agility and being able to be agile and move, and go with some dynamic content when you need to, when there's a new hot trend in your market, you need to announce some type of news or something that's happening with the regulation or a new technology. When you have been consistently creating predictable, valuable content that your audience loves, it also enables you to be more agile, okay? That is also a magic spot with content. Your audience needs to know that you are dependable and you need to set expectations. And when you do that and you're able to be agile, consistent, and predictable, you are going to more easily increase trust and authority, assuming that your content is worthy of such. So as long as you're creating good content, that is one of the best ways to establish authority, because that rhythm and that cadence to your content is predictable. It's continuous, and you're also able to be agile. And when you establish what I like to call it a drumbeat, right? It's a drumbeat with a planned rhythm. and cadence to your content, that is going to help keep your audience coming back for more. And it also enables you and empowers you to better forecast things like your budget and the tools and the tech that you need, and even the people resources and how you're going to manage the production and the distribution of your content. You know, if you're syndicating it out on other top sites, this keeps you inside of a planning structure and keeps you away from that fire drill mode. And when we are out of fire drill mode, that's how we are more predictable and consistent and more agile. And so when the heat of the moment comes up and we need to get some fast content out to jump on a hot trend, or, you know, even the right social shiny objects, and y'all know what I believe about social shiny objects, we need to be very careful about not chasing those. But once in a while, something comes up and you're like, I just got a good feeling about this. The data's telling me I need to move and do something with this. You're able to do that in that heat of the moment. Number 5 is it reduces stress in creating and publishing content. So if you want to reduce stress, you need a content calendar. And how many days have you woke up to find your blood pressure starts to soar because you have no idea what you're going to post on Facebook or your blog or your website or your podcast or YouTube or Instagram that day? And you know you need to get content out that day, but you don't know where to start and you don't know how you're going to get more customers. So when you are creating a content calendar that you actually use, it's going to reduce those daily and those weekly glazed looks of what am I going to put on Facebook today? If you're questioning what you're going to publish on any social network, any day of the week, you're already failing. You're falling behind your competition that is planning. Okay. And we work with industries and businesses of all sizes. I mean, from entrepreneurs, we have a lot of entrepreneurs, small businesses, SMBs, medium-sized businesses, up to corporations who are our clients and in our courses and training. And, we have our online academy. So regardless where you're at, we've likely worked with a company and somebody just like you. And so I know what you're going through. I know those glazed looks that we get. And I also know that no matter what industry you're in, you're going to have more competition in 2019. And even if you think you've been leading up to now, you need to level up. So for many of us, it would be a huge relief just for the simple fact if you knew you only had 2 weeks of social posts scheduled. And if you had those thought out, and imagine having those integrated with your programs as well as plugged into a full plan of your marketing events and happenings. So I want you to just imagine that for a minute, what your life and business could be like if you actually took the time to slow down, to speed up and plan your content, plan your work and work your plan. Tip number 6 and how it's going to benefit your business using a content calendar is it's going to help you get your team on board with your plan. Okay. So if you've ever struggled with getting your team, your CEO, maybe any executive management or board of directors, maybe it's even your partner. If you've ever struggled with getting them on board with investing in content or understanding what you need to do or giving you that budget and buy-in, you need a content calendar. So the content calendar is going to help you facilitate those needed discussions. And when you download the calendar, it also includes a content asset inventory worksheet. And in that worksheet, you're going to start to make a list of all the content assets that you have. Okay. And as you start to create your calendar, then you're going to be able to have those discussions on what you have and what you don't have. And particularly when you're aligning content to the needs of your audience and your target buyers, you'll be able to quickly look at that and say, you know what? We don't have any content at all for this market segment. Because a lot of people may have a manager that says, or a board of directors are like, well, I gave you $5,000, 3 years ago for those videos and whatever other content it may be. But until you organize your content to your audience and to your business goals, you have no comeback, right? You have no way to communicate and say, well, yeah, we did spend $5,000 on video and 2 blog posts and whatever else it was, but that only addressed one of our target buyer personas, and that content's outdated. So that's why you have to know what you have, what you don't have, and who your audience is, and how you're planning that content. So when done right, a calendar is going to help you get the buy-in and the support that you need. And just trust me, this works because we have worked with organizations from small business all the way up to Fortune 10 brands, helping them get that needed support, the budgets, and even outside investments for startups and those types of things when they're looking to just get started. So reason number 7 is you're going to work more efficiently. And one of the best benefits of a content calendar is it allows you and your team, like I said, to get out of that fire drill mode. And it helps you establish that rhythm and that cadence for your content flow and what you want your content and your brand to look like and smell like and taste like, that tonality of your content. And it's a much better method than a file or a document with a list of random links and, posts that you've written, because these posts and links can and will be used, but they need to be put into a structured content calendar to see that flow. So like a list is good to see what you have and to see the links and what content you have. But at some point you need to get it into a flow. So you have that cadence. And then that allows you to have that more solid view of what type of content is being posted, when and where, and for what purpose, right? And you're going to be able to better measure results. And this may seem a little bit like overkill for a small business or an individual. And you may be thinking, well, I'm just a small business, or I'm just a one man or one woman shop. Like I don't need to do this. But I'm telling you, it's not overkill. Like anything, if you plan and you execute your tasks in work blocks, it allows you to focus on other areas of your business while the time that you invest in developing and executing your plan works for you in the background, right? So businesses of all sizes use content calendars. It is not just for large corporate organizations or huge teams. I don't care what size your company is. You need to go download it right now at themarketingnuts.com/calendar Zoom. And number 8 is it fuels innovation and idea generation, because when you leave the stress and the inefficiency behind in the dust, you are going to have more time to actually innovate and think. And headspace is really important when it comes to content creation, because for content to be able to stand out from this crowd of noise, it needs to be creative nowadays. It needs to be well thought out, and it needs to be full of value. So you need to find a way to give your team more time to create, to innovate, and to watch those creative juices do a better job at attracting even your most dreamy customers, like your dream customers. And it could be that you are the team. It could be that you are the one-person team. It's even more important that you create headspace the smaller your team, because you likely don't have the luxury of having one person that just can sit around and think all day, right? I don't think any teams really have that anymore nowadays. But you need to be creating available headspace so that you have time to be creative and maximize every piece of content that you are creating. Number 9 is you can create better content. So bottom line, when you plan your work and work your plan, your content is better. And I mean, I could write a book, I probably should, on the benefits of planning your content ahead of time. And remember, you are creating content for a reason, not to just throw it at the social wall and hoping someone's going to come lick it up. But you need to create the best content you can, at least most of the time. Nobody is perfect. And yes, sometimes we just need to hit publish. However, the better we can make our content, the better the results are going to be. Okay. And then 10, last but not least, it's going to help you think further than just today or tomorrow. So when you take the time to create a content calendar the right way, it's going to force you to think more strategically than just today or tomorrow. It's going to guide you to think about your business and your customers and your future dream customers, your goals, your objectives, your overall mission. Right. One of the first things we do inside of our content mastery course, we help you develop that content marketing mission statement, which you need. What is your overall mission for why you are creating content in the first place? And the best way to stomp random acts of marketing is to get focused on the now, but also on where you want to go. So thinking further than today brings benefits right now, because you're building that plan of where you're going and you're going to be thinking more strategically, but it's also going to help you execute tactically and get that higher ROI very soon, immediately. So there you have it in a nutshell. 10 reasons that you need to make sure that you are leveraging a content calendar template in 2019. So you are crazy if you do not just go download our free template. It is proven. We have used it with businesses of all sizes for many years. And when you subscribe and you download it, you will eventually get our story. We'll send you an email. We'll tell you the story of the calendar and kind of how we got to where we did with it and why it's become so popular. But I can tell you that it's something that you need and you will love, and you will be so happy that you grabbed it and you learned from us and can implement these methodologies that are 100% proven. So I wish you the best of success with your content, and make sure you check out our other resources. We're going to be doing a lot of podcasts on this type of topic, as well as we're going to be having some new video content this year that will be publishing out on YouTube and that sort of thing, and on our Facebook page. So please keep a lookout for that, and make sure you go to themarketingnutz.com/calendar Zoom and grab that calendar for 2019. That's a wrap.
If you're ready to Zoom your business and Zoom your life, then don't let the end of this episode be the end of your journey. Visit socialzoomfactor.com/Zoom for incredible free resources and guides. And be sure to join the Social Zoom Factor mailing list so you never miss an episode. We'll see you next time on Social Zoom Factor.